Ladies and gentlemen, live from Ralph's Sports Bar in Staten Island, New York, this is another fantastic episode of the Unforced Errors Podcast, brought to you by our friends here at Ralph's Sports Bar, LiveSolar.nyc, and Joe Lebron at Real Realty. And now, please welcome your hosts, Kate Herman and Jerry Mckenna.
At least put some fake applause in there.
Welcome to Unforced Errors, live from Ralph's Pizza Bar. And I gotta say, Jerry, this might be my new favorite place.
Well, I mean, I can't argue with you because very rarely do I get the spicy margarita from somewhere.
Yeah.
This one's hitting the spot and it's very good.
You get a spicy margarita and
the pizza.
And like an artisan pizza.
Which holds up to the test of standing straight out, crispy crust, fantastic pizza. I mean, it can't get any better right now.
Yeah. I'm in Staten Island heaven.
Yes, you go. And there is a place.
I thought it was the Lions.
Nope, this is Staten Island heaven.
I'd like to bring up something real quick because there was a post on Instagram today, and I don't know who decided to
I saw the post.
That.
Well, first of all, obviously it wasn't me because I don't do that. But second of all, did you search for a picture of me sleeping? Like, literally, that's what I am. I'm sleeping in the picture.
Yeah. I mean, it might be the worst picture I've ever taken in my life.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Wow. I mean, yours is.
I'm just trying to make sure that Dan knows that we were unhappy with the Instagram photo selection.
Well, I mean, I know who's responsible for it is a whole other story.
Yeah.
And I just don't know how that.
It's like.
Okay, he's going to bring up the picture now so everybody can see it. I mean, not that that's really necessary.
Because we don't like
I look
it.
horrible in it. But I think as a reference, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Freddie obviously did it.
Do you think Freddie did it?
Yeah.
Figures, he's not here. Always trying to make me look bad.
Yeah.
Pictures on screen.
So I'm sleeping basically in that picture. That looks like you could have taken that picture on any given like Saturday night at 3 a.m. where I'm like sitting next to Kate at a bar and I'm falling asleep.
And I look like the cat that ate the canary. And I don't love it. I am tan though, at least.
Yeah, okay. So the picture is up on screen. I just want to say I'm not in control of like the actual still frame, but design of the flyer. Shout out to Tom and Company for putting the graphics together.
Yes.
The graphics are fine. They can't control me and my horrible
great.
looks. But I'm just saying,
Well,
if anybody would like to see a bigger image, it's on Instagram.
I could have sent you a million different pictures.
But anyway, bygones are bygones.
She's a model.
I know.
I had to post it on my story, and I just posted a hot picture of me, and then I have to post that picture of me, and it's just like...
It's tough.
I don't need you to look bad.
Anyway, this margarita is making all of the pain go away.
It's fantastic.
Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Thanks, Ralph. All right. Last week.
I'll do a little recap of last week, which, by the way, a big dog week for me. 3 out of 4 dogs hit, and I had Buffalo, and that we'll get to that game eventually. But
Congratulations.
I would have been 4 for 4 if there wasn't for that stupid game.
I mean, according to my fantasy stuff, I picked the right people too.
So we look at let's do it. We might as well do
Bengals Titans.
Bengals Titans.
It was nice to see Derrick Henry back on the field for at least one more game until we go into the summer.
Well, that's it. There is no more games for
Exactly. No.
He had his one game.
He'll be back next year.
He'll be back. Of course he'll be back next year. But it's interesting how, like, after all the hype and everything else, turns out to be the same old Tannehill in the end. Throwing interceptions, not knowing what the fuck to do with the ball at the end of the game. It's almost like I feel bad.
He should have stayed on the Dolphins.
Nobody should ever make that life choice. But, he made a good move. I mean, he was an all-star, and he made it to the, whatever. He got the bye. He did everything great. It's just a shame. At the end of that game, they really, and I wouldn't put as much of it on Tannehill as I would the coach and the play selection. They panicked at the end of the game.
Yeah.
I think they relied too much on Derrick Henry as a crutch, and they were winning without him for a little bit, so they should have kind of just...
Well, it's like an interesting composition of a team anyway. So you have Derrick Henry, right, who it's unfortunate he got hurt, but it's still and then you have Julio Jones, who again is injury prone. But I mean, it was like a nice reunion game for them, and obviously I love the Bengals, so I'm stoked that they won.
It just sucks that they were in a position to win, and they folded.
Yeah.
Not for me. for them.
I don't know. The Bengals are a good team, dude.
No,
I've been
I know.
saying it.
I mean,
I think they've really come together. It's like they're young. They're like.
well, the Bengals played a great game. I mean,
That's why I'm excited to see them play. The Chiefs because it's two like young teams that like really are just like going for it and like. I don't know.
No, I got you.
That's like a fun. That's like why it'll be high scoring because everybody can run on team. You know what I mean?
And we also had not just the Bengals Titan games. We had a great weekend of football. Every game was awesome.
Yeah.
Every game went down to the wire.
As opposed to the previous weekend.
And they did it for my birthday, which I appreciate. NFL, thank you very much.
Happy birthday, Jerry.
Fuck off. A little late. Anyway.
How old are you, Jerry?
Don't worry about how old I am. How old are you?
26.
I'm 27. Wouldn't believe it.
BUCS Rams.
BUCS Rams.
End of an era.
I mean, I don't know if it's the end of an era.
I think Gronk's not coming back next year.
But as somebody who can't stand the Patriots, can't stand Belichick, can't stand Brady, and was obviously watching the Bucks, who's now, Brady, so you still kind of can't stand them.
I watched the whole documentary series.
Forget the documentary. I never waste any hour of my life.
Let me tell you, it's a great doc
I'm
series.
sure it's great. I want to watch that, talk about how they cheated for 10 years. But the thing that drives me crazy, though, is literally the Rams at the end of that game did everything they possibly could do to let Brady win, right? I mean, they fumbled. They did everything they could do to fulfill this miracle aura around Brady, and he didn't pull it out, which was weird. When Akers fumbled, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna happen.
But what I learned from the documentary when I was watching him when he played the Falcons in the Super Bowl that year and they were losing by 3 touchdowns, it was he was just don't embarrass yourselves. How do we not embarrass ourselves?
Well,
they ended up winning that one, but he didn't embarrass himself.
No, the Falcons as a whole embarrassed their whole team because they could have taken a knee on every down and won the Super Bowl instead of the plays they ran.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So that's the reality of the Falcons. You can't. I mean, granted, Brady did what he had to do, but the Falcons could have taken a knee and won the Super Bowl.
Because the Falcons, but I'm saying against the Rams in that kind of a game, I can see him going don't embarrass yourself.
No, we were watching it together, and I said, remember I almost put the live bet in on Brady when they were down, and I didn't do it. I would have lost, but you knew it wasn't going to end that way. He was going to come back.
It was still an exciting game of football.
It was a very, very good game. It was a really, really good game, and I don't know if Brady's done. We'll see.
I don't think he's done.
He's got an ego. He might go back for one more. 8's always better than 7.
I think Gronk is done though.
No, Gronk might be done for 8 games, but he'll come back.
They just want to do another one of those commercials with the seashell horn thing.
I'm sure that's the plan.
Those commercials.
Anyway, moving on.
49ers, Packers.
Oh, boy. I mean, I nailed that game. I had the Packers. I had the Niners, money line, Jimmy G.
I was all over the Niners in this game.
Packers haven't beat them in I don't know how many years they said, but I saw the stat before the game, and yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers right now, you got to question it.
Yeah.
The guy hasn't done much lately. He's literally keeps making the playoffs and falling short, talking a lot of shit.
Well, I don't think he's staying in Green Bay. He threatened it last year, remember? And I think
he threatens it every year. I mean, I would just let him go if I was Green Bay. Let him go somewhere else.
Yeah, but then you lose Adams too, probably.
Yeah, you got to rebuild at some point. You got to just start over. And
I mean, look at Lazard is.
They can start over. I mean, if they really believe in their quarterback, then that's it. They're going to build. Next year they might be 7-10 or something like that, and just you go with it. Yeah, you're not going to be. You can't be perennial playoffs. The way when you're starting guys like that.
I wouldn't have wanted to see them against the Rams anyway.
But I say watch out for the Niners, baby.
I know that.
Watch out for the Niners. That's a crazy ass team. And they could beat anybody right now. They could beat anybody. Especially Matt Stafford. So now let's go.
That's kind of it.
Let's go to the other game.
You're just itching to get there.
I can't because I'm so pissed.
I know, but I want to talk about Samuel versus Cup. Oh no, I guess we'll talk about
it. Yeah, that's one we do the next week.
All right, you're right.
We're talking about last week's games, and we'll go to the Chiefs and the Bills. And
I'm still on suicide watch from that game.
I just can't. I mean, obviously everybody's been talking about this, but these NFL overtime rules are the biggest joke in the world.
Literally.
It's a joke.
It was their best game since the Rams played the Chiefs that first year.
It was the best playoff game they've had in years.
Yeah.
And it got ruined by a coin flip. And this is twice now that they lost on coin flips. And it's so stupid. The rule is so stupid it doesn't make any sense. It's like a rule, like you said, designed for shitty teams.
Yeah.
On week 5, just to get them off TV.
Exactly.
Well, whoever scores first wins. Get out of here.
Right.
It shouldn't be a playoff game and a Super Bowl, potential Super Bowl appearance should never be decided
On a coin toss.
but on a coin toss, especially the way those teams are moving the ball. It was just so stupid. I'm just so upset, not even as a bettor of Buffalo, just as somebody who's watching the game.
As a fan of Buffalo and Stephon Diggs.
I mean, it was just miserable, though. It was miserable.
It was. So, I was so hyped up. I haven't slept yet.
I believe that. But they should.
Gabriel Davis.
Well, he had a
holy
sick game,
mackerel.
and you needed him, obviously, because he had like 60 points or something crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
So if you didn't have him in your DFS, I mean, you probably didn't do much. I had a decent lineup. After Saturday, I was like in 2,000th place. I was like $120 in the $1 million, and I just felt like a rock because I obviously didn't pick a lot of guys from that game. And that's what happens.
I went full contrarian and wanted to do Sanders, but they were priced about $200 apart. So I ended up having Davis in about. I switched out Sanders for Davis.
I think I had Zach Moss again.
Zach Moss doesn't make any sense, though. Sanders at least makes a little bit of sense because he was getting back in the action, and he's Emmanuel Sanders. And, I had all the faith in, Josh Gordon and Deshaun Jackson all season, and I was like, you know what? This is a contrarian logic idea. At least there's, some idea. But then I did have Davis, and I had a touch of McKenzie, a sprinkle of McKenzie. But Moss makes zero sense. What game did you recently see where you were like, oh, I should have taken Moss?
It was a do theory.
The do theory doesn't work if they haven't played in 7 weeks.
I just figured it was going to be cold. And they'd be giving him the ball.
Josh Allen is already the best rusher on the team.
The problem with Buffalo running backs now is Josh Allen just does it by himself now.
But Singletary can match him, right? So Singletary's been playing and all of it. They got rid of Breida real quick. And then Moss literally, I think maybe the most he's gotten in 7 weeks is 3.8 points. And I will bet you on it.
I bet you're wrong. I'm right. Look it up. We'll go to the videotape right now. We'll go to the video. But those, all in all, Saturday and Sunday, great NFL weekend, ruined only by the overtime rule, which,
yes.
I mean, if they don't address it, it's going to be ridiculous. It just has to be addressed.
Did you see the thing?
Just change it. Just change it. Stupid.
What do you think about defense wins championships?
But when a game's 45-45 going into overtime, it's not a defensive game, so it's pointless. You're just letting whoever gets the coin toss win.
Right.
So, I hear you.
I mean, I agree with the defense thing.
You got to play defense.
Listen, I don't even mind the rules. They have it now, but if
they scored it. Also,
Kelsey a touchdown. Then Buffalo gets the ball back. It shouldn't be if they score a touchdown, you don't get the ball. That's right. And then next score wins after that.
I agree.
Then whatever happens after that, it's game on.
Yeah.
Buffalo turns the ball over, game over. And Buffalo kicks a field goal, which
there's flaws, but
it should be that if Buffalo doesn't score, if they score and then Buffalo gets the ball, and if they don't score, then the Chiefs win, and if they do score, it keeps going.
What if somebody returns that kickoff for a touchdown? So